The U. Yes, sir, man. Got to talk about my Hurricanes, man. FanDuel released their odds to make the CFP playoff, obviously, next year. And my Hurricanes came in basically as the fourth best odds to do it. Now, there's something in this that I want to harp on a little bit more, man. But obviously, here are the odds. You got Texas, obviously, number one at -180. Georgia, number two at -220. Ohio State, -240. Oregon, -270. Obviously, my Hurricanes, -280. Indiana, -330. And then Texas Tech, -370. And Notre Dame, -700. Now, just talk about the team just a little bit. Texas is no surprise, man. Obviously, having the number one spot. We know they got Arch Manning back, did all those acquisitions. Rasheem Biles, bringing back Colin Simmons. Got a lot of good true freshmen coming in there. Samari Smoke Matthews, Tyler Atkinson. And then you went and got the prized possession of them all, obviously, in Cam Coleman. So we know Texas, no surprise there. Georgia, I'm hearing a lot of noise about them, and the defense is going to be pretty damn good this year. Elijah Griffin's supposed to take that step forward. Chase Linton's been turning head in the spring. The linebacking core, obviously led by Justin Williams, going to be pretty good. And then, obviously, the only problem is that just the secondary, the depth. Besides that, they should be pretty good. But Georgia's expected to take a big step forward along with Gunnar Stockton, those improved receivers, some of the ones they was able to get in like Isaiah Kenyon and so much more. Ohio State pretty much brings back a good bit of their core. They bring in Earl Little Jr. Obviously, they lose Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, and Arville Reese. But they're going to have some young thoroughbreds that's supposed to make a big-time jump. Legend Bay is going to be the true freshman to watch there for, obviously, the Buckeyes. And then they're going to bring back Julian Sand and Jeremiah Smith. And also true freshman Chris Henry Jr. Oregon's going to bring back, obviously, Dante Moore for another season. Jeremiah McClin is expected to take a big step forward. They're going to lose Kenyon Sadiq, which kind of hurts them a little bit. But they expected to replace it with several guys like Kendra Harrison, who's expected to be a big-time player for them, maybe even as a true freshman. Then you got, obviously, my Hurricanes, man. One of the biggest acquisitions we got was, obviously, Darian Mensah. And, obviously, Cooper Barcade, man, bringing in Vendrius Jacobs, out of the portal, bringing back pretty much all of our running backs, man, for another season. And, obviously, we did really good in the portal, getting a primetime pass rusher to make up for Ruben Bain Jr. and Akeem Messendorf. Then you got Indiana. They bring in Josh Hoover. We know how good of a player he is, man, coming over from TCU. He's going to be the quarterback now for them. And, obviously, they went and got Nick Marsh as well. And I expect, obviously, Kirk Cignetti to have that team ready to go. And then Texas Tech should be much better this year. They had a really good team, got deep. Obviously, made it to the postseason. Ended up losing because of a quarterback, but they obviously quell those issues with bringing in Brendan Sorsby. But the key part I want to talk about in all this, as we talk about the odds, is the ACC. Now, I'm going to roll a clip of what, obviously, Josh Pate had to say.
It's not what stood out to me. What stood out to me is, look at the rest of the list. Where's the ACC? It's non-existent. I don't want to go as far as to say it's a one-bid league certainty this year, because it's not certain. Nothing's certain. But there is a massive drop-off between Miami and whoever our fine traders at FanDuel is the next best team, the ACC.
Okay, so that's what Josh Pate had to say on it. Now, what are my honest thoughts, right? I feel like it's been a thing that we've talked about a lot with the ACC. They've constantly been disrespected. What people don't understand is ACC is going to be pretty good once again this year. Go look at Virginia and what they brought in, okay? Virginia is going to be a pretty damn good team under head coach Tony Elliott, who they just signed an extension to all the way up into 2030. They brought in 3 running backs, Peyton Lewis, Jaquel Middlebrook, Solomon Beebe from obviously UAB. They also brought in Bo Perbula and Eli Holstein as well. Then the wide receiving core, they're going to have Rico Flores Jr. and several others that's going to obviously make that team really good. But where they took the step is the edge rusher position. They brought in guys like Nana Ariuwu, Devon Baxter, and so many more. Virginia is going to be a team competent in the ACC. Remember, nobody thought they were going to be good. They set a program record with 11 wins last year. So don't sleep on them. Virginia Tech is going to have James Franklin, who's one of the top coaches in college football. Say what you want, argue with your mama. VT is going to be pretty good this year, okay? They're not going to be a sleepwalking team that you can just roll over and, oh, yeah, hoo-hoo, hee-hee, ha-ha. No, Virginia Tech is going to be good. They pretty much bring a lot of the roster from Penn State over and several big-time recruits. They will be very competitive, not saying they're going to win the conference. Then you can't sleep on SMU. They have another year of Rhett Lashley and obviously Kevin Jennings, right? The last 2 years, they've been a team that's won at least 9 games, made a CFP in year 1, and nearly won the ACC championship over Clemson. So we can't forget about SMU. And then the other team I want to mention, last but not least, is Georgia Tech. Say what you want. Lost a lot of those coaches, lost some of those players. But head coach Brent Key pretty much retooled that entire roster into what it is today. That team is going to be one to definitely keep an eye on. That defensive line is going to be a damn problem. Most people be like, oh, well, Najeh, you just talking. The defensive line is never good. Bro, they brought in Noah Carter, Tawfiq Thomas, Vincent Carroll Jackson, Tajay McCoy, and they also have Andre Fuller Jr., Christian Garrett, Amontre Bradford, Braden Manley, and so much more. They're going to be a lot better. This is aggressive style defense. Sleep on Tech if you want to. They also have one of the best running back cores in the country with Malachi Hosley and Justice Haynes, not mentioning J.P. Powell and Shane Marshall to go along with Alberto Mendoza, who's a very underrated quarterback. So, again, you have to do your due diligence and your research when it comes down to this. But It is no surprise. The ACC always gets disrespected. You would have to know the conference in and out, and you would have to know, obviously, the primetime players. Now, the team I didn't mention was Clemson because I don't know the quarterback situation. I heard it's supposed to be Christopher Vizina. I don't know if he's ready, obviously, for that moment. But with Dabo, you can never sleep on Clemson. They're going to be counted out, obviously, this year. People feel like they fell off, but they're still getting primetime recruits to come in there. So those are a couple teams that you can obviously keep an eye on. Duke, UNC, we will see. Second year, Bill Belichick got a new offensive coordinator in there. We will see what happens. How will Duke rebound after obviously losing their quarterback, Darian Mensah, having a new guy at the helm, along with a really impressive former true freshman, Nate Shepard. We will find out. We will see. But don't sleep on the ACC. This happens every year. You get a whole bunch of, obviously, SEC teams, and you get a sprinkle of, obviously, Big Ten teams. But don't sleep on the conference. Y'all do this every year, and I'm not talking specifically about Peyton, but I'm saying going into this year, the ACC is going to be better than y'all think. They had 5 teams with only 2 losses in the conference. So this is not no runaway conference. This is not no one big conference. Y'all got to put some damn respect on the ACC. It's going to be much better than y'all think this year. Mark my words.